Hi everybody, I'm Liam Bowler and I'm up here with my friends Lance and Sophia to talk to you about this campaign, this Indiegogo campaign about really understanding the living body via anatomy. And of course that's the gift of people like Lance and Sophia, that we get an insight into what's happening in the human body. So this is a campaign to help fund and send me to a really phenomenal workshop that I've been thinking about for years, and this year I decided it's in the spring that I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. It's a 5-day fresh tissue, meaning untreated cadaver lab. So really big deal in my life, and I've talked to some people who've been through this process, and I've learned a ton. That it's this really phenomenal opportunity that I'm super excited to go to. In return, what I'd like to offer to you, if you'd like to contribute to this campaign, there's a few options. You can check them out on the sidebar below. But it's an online class, like an hour-long-ish online anatomy class when the course is over. So I'm already a body educator, a mover, a movement educator, have my own interest in the human body for sure, and I love to share that with people. And I think it's really useful and important work in our world today to know about sort of what we're made of, especially as our healthcare system keeps changing, right? And this is really important stuff. So this class will go into what we're made of and what that means, and sort of how you can use that information to live hopefully a better, more sort of embodied, awake, and less constricted life. So I'm going to weave what I learn in this workshop into. Again, I've already been teaching for a few years and learning from and using props like these two. So sort of weaving some of that information in together. So if you'd like to contribute, again, you can click on some of the links below. Thank you so much for any amount that you can give towards this campaign. Again, this is a workshop I'm super excited about and really grateful to be able to go to. I'd like to explain a little bit about the class, if you've made it this far. Obviously, if you know you're going to support it, you can just go for it. But if you'd like to know a little bit more about what the hour-long class is going to be, really, for me, this is an anatomy class expanding a bit beyond just what a lot of us think of as anatomy, as like the skeleton, no offense, but the skeletal and muscular systems. And we know we have a digestive system and these different pieces. But what I'd really like to highlight in this course and what this workshop, this dissection lab, is going to be a lot about is the anatomy of the interconnectedness of our body. There's a lot of connective tissue in the body that we can really see in this fresh tissue cadaver because it's not dried up. The vascular systems of the blood and the tissues of the nerve in particular that connect the body in some pretty wild ways, and you may already know this, but sort of ways that how if you have an old foot injury that can work its way up to be like pain in your neck or tension headaches, about how much of our body is wired to not only feel the outside world, but to feel inner sensation. And now there's some really interesting studies coming out about how the better you are at feeling your own body, or I should say that if you're worse at it, that's correlated with some sort of affective disorders like anxiety, depression, and irritable bowel syndrome. To name a few, there's a study done on that. So a lot of this is pretty old wisdom sort of coming up in our scientific literature today, but a lot of it I think is really fresh. And if you break a bone, is this going to be a helpful model for your doctor to know? Like, absolutely. And for some of these more chronic metabolic disorders and questions I think a lot of us are wrestling with around our mental states, chronic pain, how we relate to diet and the world and human interaction, like a deeper view in the interconnected nature of anatomy can be a really, I think, useful place to start and vision to have into the body, whether or not it's your profession or not. So that's a little bit about what the class will be about, and I would really love to see you there.